If you've heard that line a lot, you probably had to deal with the same glitch I have. But that's not the point of this video. The point is, I just want to talk about why I think the Dr. Eggman stages in Sonic Adventure 2 are better than the Tails ones. When I was first playing the game, I never really thought there was a big difference when I first played. I was enjoying the Eggman stages more, but I was really wondering why. So I kind of wanted to just get into a couple of points to me as to why I think the Eggman stages are much more fun, more varied, and just honestly just much more of a good experience and fun experience to play than the Tails stages, which I really don't like, but I really like the Eggman stages, so it's an interesting talking point for me. Now, both of these stages, the stages for both of the characters, I do think they are designed slightly differently. I wouldn't call them extremely different because, they are still both mech stages. They both have the very bad controls of a mech stage, where the turning is way too stiff. It doesn't feel like you can jump as accurately as someone like Knuckles or Sonic, and so on and so forth. The mechs are definitely less wieldy. And because of that, I do think Eggman stages are much better, because the Eggman stages, at least from what I've noticed, definitely focused much more on a shooting gallery-like thing than platforming. Now, 100%, there is still a lot of platforming in the Eggman levels, but personally, from when I was playing, it definitely felt much more few and far between, and a lot of platforming sections, they'd kind of like break away, I'd say. I guess the best part is like, let's say something like Cosmic Wall, for example. That level is a lot of platforming, especially towards the beginning. But during the platforming, it focuses much more on you shooting everyone. The platforming is just kind of like a little part of it to get you to shoot more people. While I feel for Tails, a lot of the time they're going to make you do platforming and you're just shooting people along the way, but like you're focusing much more on the platforming. Tails is inherently much more platforming based in his levels, at least from what I've noticed. With each character having 5 each, I think they wanted to differentiate a little. Now, Eggman, he does have a lot of platforming, but his platforming usually are shorter bursts in between shooting. There is a lot more times I've noticed Eggman had a large shooting gallery section. And anytime Tails did, Tails' shooting gallery sections usually were pretty short, focusing on platforming. I think a really good thing about this is you can just see the difference in it if you just like look at some parts of levels. A lot of like Tails' shooting gallery sections will be just smaller sections to get to and from a place, while a lot of Eggmans are a big part of the level, be it the entire ending of Cosmic Wall, where there was that huge automated section where you just like were Eggman, you were just running down this huge part with enemies upon enemies upon enemies, just keep going at it. While Tails, there are so many parts where it's just platforming, nothing really more to it, which is fine. You're shooting enemies along the way, or you're destroying dynamite in the sand level, and it's fun, but like, it's also frustrating because the mech controls, I guess. I think one part that kind of shows the difference is Canon Core, the final level of Sonic Adventure 2, has every character doing a small little section. And I think what's interesting is I feel like both of the stages themselves, for Tails and Eggman, they actually have them do the opposite of what their stages primarily are. Tails is much more of a shooting gallery. You're just kind of running and shooting. And then, there's a bunch of places to drop off where you just shoot more. Shoot up dynamite, shoot up that, but you're just shooting really. While Eggman, there's definitely stuff to shoot, but you're much more platform focused. You're jumping on those blocks that you have to stop time for, and so on and so forth. And I think that's really interesting because it kind of represents them doing like the opposite of what they've been usually doing. Now, of course, they've been doing both these things, but having those two be opposite, especially when Tails and Eggman are communicating directly to each other, it's kind of unique. Everything I have said coming up to this point has been very much actual level design things. And this last part is definitely much more my opinion, but honestly, I just prefer Eggman to Tails character-wise. In Sonic Adventure 2, it has some of my favorite written characters in Sonic. The way the characters in Sonic Adventure 2 are portrayed is one of my favorites in the series, Eggman especially. And just his mannerisms, the way he talks, his actual being a threat is really cool. Tails is great, don't get me wrong, but Eggman, this is literally like top 3 Eggman for me. Probably number 1, but like definitely top 3 at least. And also, I found some pretty incriminating evidence. If you look right here, you'll see Eggman. I mean, look at him. He's petting that Chow. He loves that Chow. You know, he's a very nice guy when you get to know him. He might be a little bit of a terrorist, but you know, aren't we all? But then Tails. Look at what he's doing. He can't do that. Oh my God. I'm ashamed too, honestly, frankly. I don't even think he should be in the game anymore. I can't believe Tails would do this. That about wraps it up. Honestly, this video was just an excuse to talk about Sonic Adventure 2. I really do enjoy the game, especially Team Dark. And I think the difference between Eggman and Tails' stages is honestly a really cool thing to point out. Just because, you know, there's that many mech stages doesn't mean they're all alike, and I think the way they separated it is kind of cool. I really do enjoy it. But because of that, you know, Eggman was just more fun. It was really nice to be able to talk about this, and I really did enjoy editing it. So I guess to play us out, I'll play that really funny Tails clip at the end of SA2. Thanks for watching.
I don't know, but what I do know is we all did it together!